where we talk about real and raw relationships, various topics, black love, all that good stuff. I am Kenya S, and this is...
Aneo Al. I had to come back with the Zaddy Boots again. I was just too sexy. The Zaddy Boots is doing it for me, so I'm coming back with the Zaddy Boots. Young man, Zaddy Boots.
Yeah. How many puddles can you step in?
After the topic.
How deep can you get?
Come on, Kenya.
Okay.
Baby,
all right. Okay, so
let the people know what they're seeing today.
So what we're gonna talk about today is we're gonna hear from the king, we're gonna hear from the brother. Diving into are women emotional intelligence? No. Are women able to handle an emotionally intelligent man?
Hey, everything about life. Respect life. Community. Emotional intelligence.
Yeah. So can we handle an emotional intelligent man?
I don't want to make the judgment. But what I've been hearing, and it comes from women, a lot of women, I heard a lot of women, and even men say that women struggle with taking their own accountability. You know, they said it about men, but the fact is, a lot of times, if a woman ain't aware, and you may pull them up on something, not call them out, it's a problem. And a lot of times, because of our nature, and that's the number one thing I think, the male energy and the female energy, we really have to start to really understand our nature versus nurture.
But we have both energies.
Us, we both male and female. But right. The female, scientifically, bears the more feminine energy.
That's most feminine energy.
But unfortunately, due to life circumstances, DNA have changed a little bit where they take one more of a masculine energy and they lose their balance and their femininity. So when we challenge women about being more feminine, that's a problem. Because more than likely they say, well, I have to be this way. And we get that. And I'm so grateful. But then as you go into these relationships, more of the masculine tend to show up than the feminine. But then when you have a male that comes in that's emotionally intelligent, when I say emotional, he know how to keep his shit in order. And he also...
Back to shit again.
Self-care, health, and a peace time.
Okay.
If a man has his self-care first, his happiness, his own inner peace and time, he's not really going to put up with that emotional verbiage when it becomes a distraction to him.
Can you
clarify? Emotional verbiage. I'm going to go back because I knew you were going to ask about that.
I had to ask. I was trying to get clear.
Emotional verbiage is where everything's about the emotions. Where we feel like, okay, at some point, get here. Get in your prefrontal cortex so you can reason.
Okay.
You know, and most men that's not emotional or feminine, we tend to want to be in our rationale. But when a woman said, I want an emotional intelligent man, she has to bring her awareness up where it's more about the reasoning.
You have to be your requirement.
Exactly. And men do too. You know, we can't ask for something if we're not that ourselves. So I hear a lot of women say, hey, I want this type of man, or I want this type of woman. A real quick story, I always got to tell a story. One of my buddies said, man, I'm tired of that real healthy, pudgy like women. I say, y'all might want to delete it, but I said, motherfucker, you kind of like Homer Simpson. So you can't be Homer Simpson and saying you want to.
I don't know. Biggie started a whole movement.
But Biggie had
Biggie started a movement.
But
Big guys got them some, some Coke bottles now.
Yeah, because he had Coke bottle money.
Well,
I'm guaranteeing you.
Okay.
You know, no disrespect for Biggie, bless his heart.
Yeah.
But if Biggie didn't have that money, them Cokes weren't coming with Biggie.
Okay.
And that's just reality.
All right.
I used to be a hustler, so I know what's out there. I know what money can do. And that's just how I know, baby, money can do.
What the boobs do.
Yes, sir. But back to, said she told me that. But back to the mental health portion of this. Boy, these Zaddy Boots gonna get you in trouble, man. That puts you something else.
What's put you? Now break down put you. You gotta break down what put you.
No, because I got to get back to the topic.
Well, you said it.
Well,
everybody might not know your lingo. You from the west side. Everybody might not know your lingo.
I'm a 290 niggas, not a niggas. I'm a 290 niggas.
Okay.
Put you is that thing between most women legs that's gonna put you in some trouble if you're not disciplined, if you're not emotionally intelligent. So that's what put you is, young guys. I'm always trying to drop some rocks on y'all.
This is a boulder, yeah. This is
Yeah.
boulder shit. Go ahead, come on. Can women handle emotionally intelligent men?
And so when they get a guy like that, either he go to the judgment. Oh, he's arrogant, he's this, he that. No, that man just at a point in his life where his awareness is heightened. And it's just if it's affecting his self-care, himself is in a piece of the time, he's gonna walk away from your ass at some point. He's gonna mitigate. Because you said you require this, but yet you're not doing your work, rewiring your new pathways. I'm talking scientific.
Yeah, breaking some shit down.
But I gotta let them know that I can apply what I've been learning.
Okay.
And it's not no pimp shit. Pimp mean put it in my pocket. So I'm giving y'all some rocks, put it in y'all pocket.
Okay. Well,
so,
you said a lot.
What you get from it?
Well, what I got from it is that we're basically asking for the same thing. Women want men that are emotionally intelligent, that possess everything that you said, able to regulate, knowledge of self, takes care of self, because no matter what you come into, you got to be together. You have to be emotionally intelligent, whether it's an intimate relationship, professional, platonic, whatever. And I from what I see, again, it's just both men and women. Like I've shared before, what I see in our communities, a lot of us entered into relationships with no, shout out to J. Cole, no role models. So we're doing what we know, right? Some people take their transformation sooner than others, and they are able to get the emotional intelligence skills, right? It could be lived experiences, it could be education, they get that. And most African American women are educated at record numbers. So I think at times when we say we want an emotional intelligent partner, are we talking about expectations or are we talking about standards? Because that also comes into play. And you have to know whether or not you're looking at someone and assessing their emotional intelligence from your expectations, or are you doing it from your standards? Because I think in what I see on Instagram when it comes to black couples, this, that, and the other, they bait us with expectations and standards. I expect you to make this. I expect you to be here. I expect you to have something to bring to the table. And then there's standards, like it was just a list of where women don't want to go. And then it was just a list of the type of woman a man shouldn't mess with.
Real quick, can I interject something before I just start? You said Instagram. Instagram is a trick because instant means instant. So they
right, it's instant. It's an instant picture.
So
okay.
It's an instant picture. So when we look at Instagram, we think this stuff gonna happen instant.
Well, let me take it broader. It's social media.
Yeah.
Because we're all going to one source now getting information.
Right.
For the most part. Because it's right at it's access at your fingertips.
It's oodles and fucking noodles.
Social.
Once again, we talking about what we getting fed. It's oodles and noodles.
Well, I mean, it could be oodles and noodles for you, but again, social media, when I say Instagram, I'm just using it as an example.
Yeah.
But social media is a platform that, let's keep it real, a majority of people are going to get their information.
That's the new therapy.
That is the new therapy. And learning emotional intelligence.
A different type.
Right? I didn't say it was good, but a different type. But just going back to what I was saying, I can only speak for myself as a woman. I can't speak for all black men.
Thank you.
And I'm not going to.
And I'm not speaking for all.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. My level of emotional intelligence has come from lived experiences. It's come from making mistakes. I majored in mental health, so it's come from that, working with young women in the mentoring program. And I recently just had this epiphany. You know, I went through all these years of schooling. I've been doing all of this, and all of it has taught me how to build up somebody else. How often am I taking this and applying this to myself, to better myself? And how consistent am I at taking this and applying this to better myself? So I'm saying that to say, do I want an emotionally intelligent man? Absolutely, I do.
And he's gonna challenge you.
And I welcome that. Now, I'm gonna be real. Now, I'm human. You know, as we talked about in the last episode, it's the teacher. It's how the teacher comes. It's how your meal is prepared. So if you giving me, I never forget this Cosby show. When Vanessa brought home Dabney's Bricky, the older man she wanted to marry. And Bill Cosby said, you just brought us filet mignon on a garbage can lid. So, yeah, he got some good shit, but you brought him to us on a garbage can. I'm supposed to eat this. So, I want us, when we talk about emotional intelligence, men and women, and how somebody should possess it, it's also, again, the verbiage and the language that we use when we're delivering these messages, that you want me to in turn have this high capacity of emotional intelligence. Now, I understand that emotional intelligence means you should be able to stay regulated in all situations. But let's be realistic about that. Again, we're human. Now, self-mastery will get you to that level of emotional intelligence to where no matter what a motherfucker say to you, you can dust that shit off your shoulders like Jack. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm working to get there, but I'm not there.
You're a clinical woman. You sit in a lot of circles, and this is how we get.
But that don't mean I don't deserve a man that's emotional intelligent.
Right. No, I'm just saying. Fuck my thought up. But,
okay. Well,
let me
I'm
go
known
back.
for fucking shit up. Okay.
Oh,
It's the boots. It's the fucking boots. Okay.
Well, these boots.
I'm gonna wear these on too. Go ahead.
No. We're gonna get back to this. I'm just saying, when you in these certain circles, I want to veggie back on something.
Yes.
We say veggie back because we don't eat pork.
We don't no swine.
So we don't piggyback.
No
we
swine.
veggie back. We'll veggie back up. You said you talked about education, but you know, as I know, education can be indoctrination.
Break that down for me, my brother.
Come on.
We're back boomerang.
Yeah.
Okay. That's that.
Focus is my most intelligent. Let me handle this here. Let me get back. But a lot of times we can get indoctrinated, and we can get out educated from our own knowledge of self. So just because you went to school for mental health and all that stuff, now the thing is, when I deal with women or see women that's in the field and then got this education, I don't see them applying it when they get challenged on some things. Because now you go against your teacher, and that's bad math. When I say bad math, I feel, I think, when we move the fellas, I think I'm in the processor. I think at some point when you say, hey, I got this type of learning, I got this type of background, and you don't apply it in the areas where you get challenged at it, what the fuck you go to school for and pay all that money for?
Well, go ahead, baby.
Let me finish my thinking.
Okay.
And that's either or.
Yeah.
We can't put education because really it's about unbecoming. We have to unbecome to become. And so we have to unbecome all these things that have been put on us, labels and all that stuff, to become what we call emotional intelligence. And what I've been researching and reading, that's the new employee in this new millennium.
Right.
You have to have a certain level of EI, emotional intelligence, to go into these fields if you're gonna be working with someone.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the new AI. But how do we teach it, and how do we get through our own healing to understand that concept and what it really looks like. Because I hear so many women ask for that, and I see so many men ask for a type of woman, but we're not really to receive what we asking for.
Yeah, based on their education.
Yeah.
Because even if they didn't go to a brick and mortar, they got education and that upbringing. And when an emotional intelligent woman comes to when an emotionally intelligent woman has a conversation to get you to think about your education as well, then it becomes challenging.
Because I have so many brothers that I grew up, they would see a certain type of woman and be like, man, I don't even know how to come at her. Especially if he perceive or had this perception that, as they say, high quality or a modern woman. You see what I'm saying? The guy from here, he may not even know how to approach that woman. And that's the same thing in relationships sometimes. When a guy emotionally intelligent, most men is emotionally intelligent, you can't talk to that man the same way.
And you shouldn't talk to him anyhow.
Yeah, but we tend to talk because of all the shit out here. We still utter so much disrespect.
Okay.
But guys that I know that have a certain level of intelligence, we gonna correct that. We gonna correct that in the door.
Absolutely.
And that's not us pushing our masculinity around. No, that's your job to correct that energy. Because with us, but with me, I'm gonna make an I statement. I always consider myself an emotional intelligent man. If it's fucking with my shit, my self-care, my health, my inner peace, my time, I'm going to correct your ass.
Can emotionally intelligent also be masked as set in your ways?
I don't think, if you're protecting your health, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be set in your ways to protect your health. You see what I'm saying? Let me ask you a question. How many people gonna take care of you if you get sick right now? Every day.
United Healthcare.
And what is United Healthcare?
My insurance.
Okay. So as a person, what do you have to do more than anybody else?
I have to take care of myself. I have to watch what I eat. I have to watch what I take in. But I also know too that some of the
You're a fucking genius, King.
I
see that you're a fucking genius.
I try, but I also know too that some of the things I could have been eating that were good for me, I might have to change based on what illness I'm trying to repair.
Okay.
And that's also being emotionally intelligent. And what I have experienced with men, brothers, whomever, emotionally intelligent or not, when someone or when I am sharing with you how your way of thinking, your way of life, what you're doing, how you're saying it is making me feel, no, it's not that I lack emotional intelligence. I'm sharing with you how something you're doing is making me feel. So, and vice versa. So how do we both execute our emotional intelligence to come up with a way where you're not offended and I'm not offended? You're still growing, I'm still growing. And this conversation around emotionally intelligence and, are women prepared? Is he prepared? Like we talked about before, nobody is ever coming fully prepared, but I do get that when you reach a certain age and you have a certain level of education, you are supposed to carry your way.
This is what is
carry
expected.
yourself. That's what
What
is
is
expected. That's what is expected. That's what's expected. But are you truly doing it? So I get it from that realm of emotional intelligence, but what I'm really wanting to understand when it comes to black couples, black love, and we're saying emotional intelligence and triggers and healthy, toxic, because again, mental health right now is sexy. Everybody is into it. Everybody know the clinical terms. But also too, do we know how to meet each other where they are and work from strengths and not deficits, and see how we can sit down, talk, and bring those together so that we can go further together.
Go back to that.
I don't know which one I'm going back to.
When we talked about, because we in the field, we said we got to beat the person where he at.
Yeah.
I don't think we really know what that means when we say we have to beat that person where he at.
And that's why I said we have to sit down and have those conversations. Because meeting you where you at doesn't mean that I become your doormat.
Right, you don't supposed to dump your shit in that. It ain't a shit.
But
ain't
also too, meeting each other where they at is, we should be able to exchange some shit that's happening
for sure
in our lives.
For sure.
You know, and that don't be held on me or thrown back at me. We should be able to do that. That's what we should be able to do. You know what I'm saying? As emotionally intelligent people. And again, create expectations for this relationship that we're building.
Let's go back. I'm a 360 something.
Okay.
Black man, black woman, for the majority of times, how do we deal? Well, I think we always dealt with each other from an emotional standpoint because we've been so broken. Everything about us about emotions. And so emotion is energy emotion. So if a woman say, you ain't shit, you broke ass, blah, blah, you bitch, that man finna come right back at her. Emotion.
It's gonna blow up, especially when you say that.
And so,
because those are daggers.
How many examples do we see where that man and that woman handles each other in a way that's respectful and not dealt with in emotions? Just look at our history, even now, TV, radio, music.
Well, again,
what's the algorithm?
Again, the algorithm is to keep us at odds. You know, to keep having these conversations. But also, too, you can change your algorithm if you change your search.
Okay.
So if that's all what the fuck you looking for is how when she come at me like this or I come at him like this, I need a quick snappy ass response. If all you looking for is failed relationships, failed loves, failed patterns, toxic patterns, we know how artificial intelligence work. It's gonna keep feeding you that.
Right.
You know, like we've been talking about with the phones. We know the phones is listening because now when I go search something, it's damn near about what we talked about. So one or two things are happening there. One, they listening, but two, you feeding me information to keep feeding me the thought that I'm already sharing that's in my head.
That's game. Game means get addicted, manipulate, and exploit it. Once again, I'm gonna drop it. Get addicted, manipulate, and exploit it. So many of us are addicted to fucking Facebook, Instagram, and the thing.
But it can also be your environment too.
Overall, I'm saying just overall.
If you grew up, I'm 45, so I came up. I'm a 70s baby. You know, if you keep going back to your uncles or your aunties that's from the 70s and they was into all that pimp shit, or then came the welfare reform and the strong black woman movement, 9 times out of 10, that's the kind of wisdom and counsel you gonna get.
And pimp shit is exploitation. But see, you know, you can learn, we all can learn from everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
You know, that's collage.
Everybody getting pimped. You know, employing pimping. Because like I say, once again, pimping means putting it in my pocket.
But you know what? But you know what your employer does too, though. Your employer gives your ass evaluations. You get a 3 month. You get a 6 month.
The pimp will give you evaluations too.
Hey, how much money you make? Yeah, you get all them evaluations. You know,
you should maybe get your man an evaluation.
That's where I'm going to. Now, we want to talk about emotional intelligence and things of that nature, but are you sitting down doing assessments, doing evaluations, asking, checking in, how are you feeling? Okay, well, do I need to, how do you receive what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? How can I do this better? Or vice versa. You know, you raised a hell of a point. We all getting pimped. We being pimped in these jobs, we being pimped somewhere. But what I want to see more of when it comes to the conversations of emotional intelligence amongst couples and how can black couples do better, how can we do better at one, feeling ourselves to be a better partner, But when we enter into these relationships, what tools can we give couples to sustain, to grow, to push through those challenges when they arise? If your partner is going through a transformation stage, not ready to run, not ready to say, oh, fuck them, they not this, they not that, because we still evolving.
Okay, what tool, before you go, can you give us a tool?
Oh, what I do? Oh, man.
A best practice tool.
A best practice tool for relationship? Well, first, the best practice tool for self, for me, I have had to take accountability. You know, I have had to take accountability. I do a lot of mirror work. I put affirmations on my mirror.
Explain mirror work. Okay.
So mirror work is when you look into the mirror and you say, I am statements. I am worthy. I am intelligent. You know, affirmations really should align with your chakras. You know, as you speak to them, they can tap into your chakras, your energies. I just did a Reiki course. And initially when I did it, I was like, I don't want to practice Reiki on people. But coming to find out, Reiki was really about me. So for me, as I have begun to do my work on myself, and it has been hard as fuck. It has been so hard because I'm unlearning behaviors. And it's hard when you in a relationship because you're managing yourself, you're managing the relationship, and then now if you're working, you're managing that. So for me, I'm still putting all of that together, but I'm managing it. But in my relationships, I'm communicating, I'm listening, and yes, it's moments where I lack emotional intelligence, and I say how I feel. But also too, in those moments, I've gotten the most profound lessons ever.
What you supposed to say?
And I'm grateful for that. Right. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I'm grateful for the moments that I had a deficit in emotional intelligence, self-esteem, confidence, because like we talked about getting it in the mud, I got it in the mud, and I know I don't want to do that again. I want to be accountable. I watch the videos. The way I eat has changed the way I think, and I would say going into the career that I did, and not wanting to see another young girl go through what I go through, and then again my environment, you know, putting myself in environments where I'm not comfortable, you know, where I am the little person in the room, so to speak, because I'm amongst giants. You know, just really getting uncomfortable and not running anymore. Because I used to run a lot.
You talked about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. It's a feeling. It's a man. For me, it's the most right now. I'm going through that. It's been the most exciting, orgasmic feeling. But it's also been scary, and it's been lonely, and it's been isolating. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of accountability and learning how much have I trusted myself in my decisions, in my emotional intelligence, and acknowledging when I'm possibly doing the same things that led me, you know, down, you know, where I am.
Is this heightening your sexual arousal? Because when I do the podcast, you make a lot of sexual.
Well, I haven't said one recently, but if you want me to get nasty, I can.
No, I'm just saying. I mean,
it has been orgasmic. It has been an orgasmic feeling. Yeah. You know, it really has been. But that's my way of trying to explain what getting comfortable with uncomfortable has felt like for me.
So you busting in the brain.
I'm busting all over.
That's all.
Where you busting at?
Girl, get back. I'm just.
Where you wanna bust at?
Man, busting everywhere.
I'm coming. Hey, listen.
Coming
you should try it. It's a beautiful thing. But I'm also busting mentally.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to bust that first.
I'm busting mentally.
It's always headroom.
It's mental stimulation, yeah.
Always headroom before.
Yeah, I'm busting all over. You know,
I can see it.
You know,
you definitely busting all over.
Some nuts is quick.
Right.
You But so long as intense.
Okay. Let's get back to
That's that fresh juice this morning, huh?
This is mental health podcast. It's all about mental health.
That's all a part of mental health.
Yeah,
You asked the question.
Well, definitely. This is what we're going to talk about.
How did it feel for you when, you had your get comfortable being uncomfortable moments?
Extremely challenging.
Yeah.
Because, anytime I'm going to speak for, make our statement. The hardest thing for me is going against my nature and discipline in my nature. It's just not physical, it's intellectual. It's more like I say, it's always headroom before the bedroom. And do I even want to even challenge? Man, Ken. Well, Connie, I hope you show Connie this podcast. You come from Connie, but I'm leaving it at that.
That's my mother.
Yeah, I love you, Connie. Yes. Let's go back.
Okay.
Let's go back to the.
I'm here with you. I'm with you. Let's go.
That's evident. My boots is getting turned on. You definitely wouldn't. Let's get back to subject.
Get up and then you want to shut it down. Okay, come on, we're gonna Elmo that.
Right.
Okay.
What Elmo mean?
Enough. Let's move on.
So sometimes in your relationship, when it get too much, y'all say, "Can we agree to Elmo?" We come back to it.
Is that how it go? Okay.
Yeah, that's how it go.
Why you get to Elmo?
It's just my masculine energy coming up.
Respect.
And then you gotta show that masculine. So we gonna Elmo. God damn, this is why y'all gotta stay focused, man. This is why we have to be the most intelligent. Because, sometimes that pussy can make you lose your focus, and I want to model. I'm not gonna let all that take us off our course, man. So for the young men watching, for the grown ass men watching, y'all see I came back to the camera. Sometimes you gotta shut that down, man. And let me get back to what I was saying. You like that, right?
I like the little run.
See, she fell for it again. Men. That's why we gotta do what we do, man. And to really understand our masculine, and it's not toxic, but we just have to exude a little bit more of that.
Okay, it's not toxic. So, are you alluding to the toxic masculinity that is the common phrase now for brothers?
Yeah, and that's bullshit agenda. I think we lost that, and unfortunately, we in a world where society want to see emasculated black men. That's always been part of the program because we are both feminine and masculine. But unfortunately, our programming we're in a system where that's being so fed to us, and if we exude a certain level of masculinity, that's toxic. That's toxic. Well, who told y'all that shit?
So
you see what I'm saying? Where did that concept come? Who made up toxic masculinity?
And now that you said that, I'm putting something together. Could that be why some women are asking for emotional, intelligent men, because the propaganda has said that a man being firm and who he is toxic masculinity?
Yeah. And who fed us that propaganda? Who fed that to our women? No, I said, who do you think fed that to them?
Well, I'm going to be politically correct and say it was European programming.
Okay.
Did I get that?
Yes.
Okay.
And a lot of times we have to unbecome that, and that's the stuff that we don't really want to face here.
So could the European programming be also what's impacting brothers and sustaining relationships with women who are firm and who they are?
Because they told us who we are, what to think, and none of that shit is ours. And they still to this day, but then when you get a brother that started to find out who he are and he started to gain knowledge of himself, it's a problem to our sisters. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't what they was told. That ain't what they believe in. That ain't what got me in from day one. You know, and it's interesting that we in this knowledge of information, this new age information, and so many of us still, because of our cognitive dissonance, because of the way we do things, we don't want to go against what we've been told. You know what I'm saying?
So what has been a tool that you have used in strengthening your emotional intelligence?
Me just knowing that I've been lied to. So I use the tool of me researching. I'm a researcher. My tool is to research. And then looking at the behaviors around me and the men around me. I always tell my brothers, a lot of my guys, my 40-year guys, I'm thankful for them in so many ways. Because there's so many things that they do that I don't have to fucking do. You see what I'm saying?
Just observing.
Exactly.
Being observed.
So the tool is observation.
Yeah.
That's been my greatest tool. Researching and observation. Researching is observation. And so once you get the information, now here comes the apply tool.
Apply the information.
Yes, sir. And that's the greatest tool.
What was application like for you, though? You got the information, you got the tools. Now let's go into application, because we've been having a lot of conversations lately about action. So what was your action steps once you got all of your information? What was that process like for you?
Just reminding myself not to do the same shit that the people that done in front of me. That's the application. You see what I'm saying? We all knowledgeable or something.
Oh yeah.
But wisdom is learning how to apply the knowledge. I'll give you a real quick example. A tomato is a fruit. A lot of people think it's a vegetable. A lot of people to this day, because it's used as a vegetable. It's not a vegetable. It's actually a fruit. I know now, which I didn't know until I did the research years ago, I know that tomato is a fruit. But here goes the wisdom. I know I can't put that tomato in a fruit salad. Would you put a tomato with some pineapples, some apples, some oranges? If you made a fruit salad right now, would you put a tomato in there?
I would try it and see. Maybe that's where my emotional intelligence comes in, because I would try it.
And why would you try to put that tomato?
To see what the taste would. Would the tomato heighten the taste?
But once again, have you ever seen somebody do that? Have you ever?
I've never seen somebody do it, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't try it.
I didn't say it, but would you try it? Have you ever thought to try it?
I've never thought to try it.
Why?
Because I
know it's a lot of base, but why?
Because I ain't made a whole lot of fruit salad, but just hearing you explain it, I was sitting here like, damn, that is something I would try. And then I'm thinking about, have I seen recipes with tomatoes and fruit salads? I haven't. But me, and this is, see, I'm learning too. This is me. See, my ass would try it.
Okay. You should try it now. Cause I would love to see how that shit comes out of you.
You gonna be my taste tester?
No.
Why not?
Because of my wisdom.
But how do you know you haven't tried it?
I'm gonna trust my wisdom.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because to me, even though I didn't try it, I just knowing that it don't go to fucking together.
Because you programmed.
Okay. Do me a favor. Go put a whole bunch of water in your gas tank.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Mic drop.
Because the evidence says that that's gonna fuck up my gas tank.
Okay.
Where's the evidence that says putting a tomato in a fruit salad gonna fuck up the fruit salad?
Baby, I ain't gonna get too scientific. Too scientific. I'm just trying to make a point.
Why not? You got your boots on.
No, fuck the blue books right quick. I want to see you get curious enough to go put some water in that gas tank.
I have the evidence. Remember that we going on facts that that's gonna tear up my gas. That's gonna tear up my car. We don't have evidence on the tomatoes and fruit salad.
And scientific, from science, tomatoes and fruits is gonna tear your goddamn stomach up. Go in there right now.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Well, go find out. I don't trust me.
I know it now.
No, we're gonna go get some apples.
Okay, I was still trying.
And I want you to put a whole tomato in there.
Okay.
And you're gonna do some for real cleansing.
I'm looking forward to it. Sometimes you gotta get the shit out. You know what I mean?
Definitely. But this is why we're doing this mental health podcast right here. Perfect example.
Perfect example.
Perfect example.
That was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That was wonderful.
Let's get back on cue.
Okay, hey, I'm
This good shit.
That
This
was
good
good
shit.
So,
tools. Go back to some tools because we want to.
well, I gave a tool. What's the tool?
I told you, observation tool.
Okay.
My tool is observation. If I walk right now, in that hole, and you saw me walking that hole, would you walk in that same hole?
No.
Why?
Because you're in there.
That's a tool of observation. I'm gonna say less.
That's all you got to say.
Right. You got
Mic
right.
drop.
Mic drop. I've been dropping them.
You got it.
I've been dropping them. Come on.
All right.
Clinical
So,
Hawkins.
Clinical Hawkins. Okay. Well, this has been another phenomenal conversation with Anejo Al. Are you Anejo?
All the time.
Okay. With Anejo Al, aged Al, and this is Kenya S. So please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to come check us out, listen to us. I see you pulling up your arm.
I always got to represent life. Got to come back to life. Got to come back to water. Gentlemen, sexy blue boots, baby. I'm gonna wear them like one more time. I don't want y'all thinking I ain't got no other pair of shoes. But we gotta leave off on some nasty, man.
All right. So respect. What's a mantra or affirmation you wanna put on the people?
Be the person you want to be with.
Be the person you want to be with. Okay, and for me, I'm going to say self-love is the best love. All right, so you're trumping up the deuces. Peace sign. And we out.
We pushing peace. We out.